Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Adventure. Last episode, Draven ended outside Glaive Castle. And unlike the beginning of his adventure, where the gate was closed, the gate is now open, so it will allow him to go into the castle, as opposed to at the beginning of the adventure when he was sneaking out of this castle. So this castle is pretty big, but thankfully it's not too complicated. There's a few junctions that lead to dead ends, but even if you take one of those junctions and end up at a dead end, the dead end usually ain't that far from the beaten path. For instance, if we would have went to the right there, that would have taken us to a dead end, but it's only 3 screens, so very similar, you know, even inside the castle. You know, you might take the wrong turn, but it won't be long until you reach a dead end and have to backtrack. So we'll be jumping in and out of the castle. Sometimes you're inside the castle, then you'll jump on the outside of the castle, then you jump back in. So a lot of different sceneries that we're going to be seeing in this dungeon. So here we are in the castle sewers. We'll sneak into the other side of the castle, then we'll climb a vine, and then go into a tower. So this way we didn't have to go up to the screen, but I wanted to come this way to fight those skeleton monsters, because they can drop keys. There will be a shop in the middle of the castle you can get keys from, but I figured, you know, why buy things if you can actually get them for free? But they didn't drop anything, so yeah, there's quite a few things that make this castle a little easier. There's going to be a recovery room. There'll be an item shop where we can buy keys. So, but to make it a little harder, though, there will be 2 bosses. We'll have the Dark Lord, and then we'll also have a Chimera boss to take care of. But just we're going to meet 2 bosses. We're also going to meet Badger again. So yeah, Badger is going to be reunited with Draven, and she's going to be really, really helpful. But before we get her, we're going to have to take out the first boss, which is just around the corner here. So once we get outside, that's your clue that, hey, you should probably heal yourself up, because we have the first boss, the Chimera. Not too difficult of a boss. I'm going to use the Ether though, just in case, just so I have some cure magic. And I want to equip the Morning Star. It's the strongest weapon that we have, and it's really good against this guy because it can destroy his fireballs. So he basically goes back and forth across the top of the screen, shooting fireballs. If you stand between them, the fireballs won't hit you. But if you're off-center and the fireball's coming to get you, that's where the Morning Star helps. It can destroy the fireballs. The only time this guy can pose a real problem is sometimes he'll come down like a zigzag pattern, like this right here, and that's when he can hurt you. However, if you're swinging your Morning Star really, really fast, he goes into that invulnerable phase, and while he's blinking in that phase, he can't hurt you. So just keep the offense. Head down here, and hey, we get reunited with Badger. Badger, they took the pendant. We have to get it back. Let's go. Dark Lord's room is on the top floor. Yes, just like last time, we can ask Badger, and she will heal us up. So that'll be really, really useful, because it allows us to spend our magic on, you know, offensive spells. I could try out the new lit magic, but I don't. In this episode, I still just stick with the fire. But mainly, the main thing I'm going to be using is the Morning Star. So we saw this screen a little earlier. We got some new enemies. We got those wizards there. They're a little bit. They kind of look like the other wizards we fought, but their hat's a little different, and look like they have like pants instead of robes all the way down. So instead of shooting fireballs, they shoot like an orb at you. But we also have these knights. They're luckily, unlike the Dark Knights in Zelda, you don't have to hit them from behind. Their shield doesn't really work. So we got Glaive Knights and Glaive Mages. So there we go. A lot of these enemies drop stuff pretty frequently. I don't know if it's like humanoid and maybe that they're coded to drop stuff, you know, because I guess it would make more sense that, you know, a knight and a mage would have like items to use as opposed to you know, just a random, you know, monster. So sell any rubies that we have here. I won't need the Maddox anymore because, like I said, the Morningstar functions as a Maddox. So, still need the keys though. So, we'll buy a few extra keys here. And then we'll be on our way. Heading on back out. And then we'll walk around the outskirts of the castle here. I don't know what they'd call the ramparts, I guess. Taking out the enemies as we go, and then that'll put us back into the castle. So, but for the most part, most of the enemies are going to be fighting in the castle are these Glaive Knights and Glaive Mages. But they give good experience, so it's a good way for us to gain some levels. And even if they are can damage you pretty well. That's where we have Badger with us. She has that same axe command. She'll heal all wounds. So basically, she's just free healing. So what a nice Badger. So yes, the team is back together. Now we just have to find the pendant. But apparently, the Dark Lord has it. We're going to find him at the top of the castle. A bunch of X-Ethers will get X-Cures as well. So, not that we're gonna have to use any of them right now because hey, we got Badger to do our healing for us. So yeah, see how good the Morningstar is. Pretty much everything falls to the Morningstar. There are a few enemies that don't, like those blob enemies that drop Maddox. But that's where our fire spell can still come in handy. So you just walk around with fire and equipped and the Morningstar, and for the most part you're good to go. So, unfortunately, these spikes take off a lot of hit points. So if you get down there with lower health, just ask Badger to heal you up. She'll heal you up, and then once you're max full, then you can walk across the spikes and just have her heal you again. So, Ghost also immune to the Morningstar. But we get shoot with fire, take him out that way, and we're good to go. So it's a dead end if we go to the south. We want to hit where those bones are. That'll take us to this room here. We don't want to step on those like ninja stars. They do a lot of damage. We gotta re-equip our chain to solve these puzzle here. We're gonna have to wait a little bit because we need to you need to fill up our willpower to hit these chains. They're just a little bit out of reach for a regular attack. So we'll just use like how Siba said, and use the power of the Gemma Knight to unleash special abilities with our weapons. Chains case to extend a little bit further. Touch that tile, and then we come on down to these staircases. There's going to be another really annoying puzzle that we have to do later on with those tiles, but we'll see that in a little bit. We've got to use snowmen. Wizards can't be turned to stone, so if you're in a puzzle room, well, there's one puzzle room where you have to have enemies. Turn them into snowmen to push on tiles. You got to make sure there's knights that appear, and there has to be 2 of them because there's 2 panels. It's a very annoying room. We'll see it in a little bit. But these guys, fire is also strong against the Morningstar, so just have to equip the silver sword because we can't take out fire with fire. I know they say to fight fire with fire, but it doesn't really work in this case, so everything seems to be weak to sword. Luckily, the ultimate weapon in this game is a sword, so. But our next weapon won't be a sword. We get a new updated flail. So here's we want to go to the left. That's the way to advance, but we can go over to the right, and we get a free healing. It's a bed that we can sleep in, and that'll restore our magic points. You don't really need it to restore your hit points because we have Badger with us, and Badger just heals you whenever. I'm just gonna go over there just to show the place off and to get some more experience here. Any levels we get is gonna be really nice. Take out the wizards. They look slightly different than the other wizards. Get a key here. We need all those keys. We got 2 small little enemies there. And just like in the airship where we were able to sleep, just step on the bed, and that restores our hit points and magic points to max. Now we're going to head over to the left to the direction that we're going to go in. And, as long as you don't knock any of those treasure chests off of the or the buttons that they're on, you'll be okay. So this is where a weapon like a spear is really good, because the spear just goes straight out. Chain will also be good, but you want to avoid stuff like the axe or the sword that swings in an arc, because that can knock the stuff off. If you do knock a chest off, just leave the room, head back in, and the room will reset. Got our silver sword on then. Now, that's fire magic. We could have put the silver sword to take these guys out, but good old fire magic. Although these guys are so such beginner enemies that they're probably not giving me any experience. It's probably a waste to do all that. But we got another secret passage over to the right. On over more knights and mages. Woo. Got some more old enemies here. Pillow puts things to sleep, but we don't have to worry about too much getting put to sleep here. Those spring enemies, though, they were really tough. You want sleep for them. I think we'll run into them a little bit later on in the game. So, pumpkin. See, they're dropping a lot of stuff. That's good though, like humanoid enemies dropping a lot of things, because in the final dungeon, you get 2 pieces. There's some gear, samurai armor, samurai helm, and the Aegis shield. They're the best helmet, armor, and shield in the game, and they're dropped by enemies. The thing though is, if you have a full inventory and you try to pick up a treasure chest, it's supposed to be an item, it'll just say like can't carry, and then when you touch the treasure chest again, it'll re-roll to see if there's anything in there. So if you have a full inventory, you'll never get an item from the treasure chest, you'll just get the pieces of equipment. So that's the way you can kind of force the game to give you those pieces of equipment, by having a full inventory. So we got a sword there, the blood sword. It's like a blood sword in other games, like Final Fantasy II that I've played, where you get a certain amount of hit points back when you hit an enemy. But unlike those games that I played, like Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy III, and Final Fantasy IV coming up, in those games, I guess to balance the weapon, they usually tend to have very poor hit percentages. Where this one, since it's more of an action RPG, they don't have a hit percentage. You just gotta kind of walk up to them and hit them. So actually, it's a little better probably in this game than in those other games. Although the blood sword was really good in Final Fantasy II, because it did a percentage. It did 1/16 of the enemy's hit points. So you can defeat an enemy in 16 hits, and in that game you were able to get multiple hits every time you attacked. So percentage-based weapons can be. So this is the worst room in the castle, maybe in the game even. We have to put knights, turn them into snowmen, and put them on the tiles. So the problem is, though, wizards are there, and they can, while defeating them, they may, get in the way and might bump your snowman. And then this knight, he doesn't want to cooperate. We have to get him to kind of come to the top here. and then freeze him and push him away. If they're not cooperating, because you can't pull snowmen, you can always just leave and reset the room. Like I said, you're going to have 2 knights in this room. So if for whatever reason you destroy a snowman or there's only 1 knight, just leave the room and then come back in to respawn the enemies. Now we got 2 knights here. Hopefully we get this to work. Ooh, missed. And that's 1 there. But yeah, sometimes the knights just don't get in the right position. And this one looks like he's in a good position, but looks like everything's gonna be okay. Just push it down. But we're not getting in the middle of the tile, so yeah, it's not going to trigger, and we can't get behind it to push. So unfortunately, we defeated all the enemies here. So one thing, if we leave the room right now and come back in, the enemies ain't gonna respawn because we defeated all of them. So if that ever happens to you, you do what I'm doing right here, is just make a quick save of the game. Save the game, then do a soft reset by pressing A, B, select, and start at the same time. And when you continue and restart the game, all the enemies will respawn again. So hopefully the knights. That guy's nice. He stood right on the tile. And this one's nice too. So look at that. Finally, we got out of this room. Yay! Annoying snowman puzzles. We got another dungeon coming up that's going to be all snow. Of course, like other snow dungeons, it's going to have ice physics and you're going to be slipping around. So, always going to have snow and volcanoes in video games. Yeah, then Final Fantasy 1, the Ice Cave and the Gogu Volcano, they were pretty much near each other. So it probably doesn't make sense. Well, no, I guess I was gonna say it doesn't make sense, I guess, in real life, but there's, you know, volcanoes in Antarctica, so. Alrighty, well, we're getting near the end here. Just got a few more. We're in the Dark Lord's throne room here, but he's not here. He's gonna be actually waiting outside for us. Hey, we got another level, just in time. Dark Lord, he might be a good candidate to use that the blood sword on. He's kind of an annoying enemy. But we're just gonna stick with the Morning Star, so. Looks like you've been a bit stronger. But not enough to fight me, boy. Stay outside. It will be too dangerous here. Oh, that's bad, because we could have used Badger's help here. Good boy, Draven. Now come. So, Dark Lord, he just runs around. Sometimes he'll swing his sword at you, but main thing he's going to do is try to just run into you, damage you like that. The contact damage is basically the only thing you have to really worry about. Just have your cure spell on hand to heal yourself up when he hits you. Like I said, if you had the blood sword, you could, you know, be attacking him with that, and that'll be healing you up as you attack him. But he kind of has a wonky hitbox. It seems like sometimes it feels like you're hitting him, sometimes you're not. But if you get lucky, sometimes you can like trap him. Sometimes you see when I hit him, he'll like bounce and be pushed away. I don't know what caused him to do that, but if you get lucky, you can push him into the wall and then like stick him in the wall or the corner, and then just trap him there. But I didn't get that lucky. But speaking of being unlucky, turns out the pendant he has is fake. And where'd Badger go? Badger, where could she be? Julius. Yeah, probably Julius has her. He probably also has the real pendant. So we get to warp outside here, and hey, there's Badger. She's acting weird. What's going on? Badger, what are you doing? She's heading over to the waterfall, and her and the pendant are the key to the waterfall, getting to the mana tree at the top of the waterfall. Badger, what's wrong? I'm going to see what exactly she's going to do to get to the mana tree right here. Julius is going to warp in. What? Use this pendant and cast the spell, Badger. Badger, don't! Come over here! And, Badger, I guess, is under, like, his influence or something. Evil spell. What did you do to her, Julius? I am the last one left of Emperor Vandor. They were the ones that, Bogard fought when the last big war. I shall receive the power of the mana. Now, Badger, reverse the waterfall. She says some weird, things. Normally, if you see weird dialogue with that, you, like, reverse it. And sometimes it says something, but not in this case. Speaking of reversing, that spell that she cast reversed the flow of the waterfall, so now the waterfall is going up. That's going to take Badger and Julius up to the mana tree. And as they go up, we go down. We get to fall down this waterfall again. But we're going to land in a different location. We're going to land in some desert. Ouch, ouch. Can't move. Uh-oh. A fall actually hurt us. Hey, there's a chocobo. But it's a different chocobo, we'll learn. But this one's nice and picks us up. And apparently we fell down from the castle, but also our chocobo fell. Remember we left the chocobo? See that, Auntie? A boy's falling. A birdie is falling too. Oh dear. So yeah, we're going to get our chocobo back here. And also going to meet up with Bogard again. He was last seen at the airship where we rescued Badger. And he was thrown from the ship. But Sarah picked me up and saved me. Sarah must have been that voice that we heard talk with the boy outside. I'm glad to see you again, Draven. Sadly, Draven is frustrated. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. He has a lot of doubt now. I'm not the right one to be the Gamma Knight. Come on, you must stand. No. What's that, Gamma? Why me? Why does that have to be me? Draven, you do it. You're the Gamma Knight. It's you. You were the Gamma Knight before, but now it's our turn to be the Gamma Knight. But first, Draven's going to have to overcome his own self-doubt, and we'll find out how he does that in the next episode. Take care, thanks for following along. Bye.